Hello everyone, welcome back to another Commander review for Magic the Gathering. I'm very excited to talk about this card for multiple reasons. One, Yukora the Prisoner is our final commander from the Betrayers of Kamigawa set. And I can't wait to talk about this card because it's the last card in the set. We're going to summarize everything for this set in the next video. And I'm really excited because this is a cool commander that focuses on a cool tribe, and I do have a little bit of bias towards not necessarily this card, but like this concept and this tribe from the set. I'll get a little bit more into it as we go, but really cool stuff. Very excited to bring this set to a close. Yukora the Prisoner is a legendary. I'm going to pull up the eroded text just in case there's any difference between the two, but this is a legendary spirit demon. Boop. It has a power and toughness of 5/5 and has a mana value of 4, 2 generic and 2 black mana. So 4 for 5 is pretty cool. When Yukora leaves the battlefield, this is a triggered ability. Sacrifice all non-ogre creatures you control. So really big downside. It's a very cheap 5/5 demon spirit. However, when it dies, sacrifice all non-ogre creatures you control. So this is a ogre tribe commander that is a demon. And one of the things that we're going to see a lot in here is the balance between ogres and demons and how they play with each other. So bear that in mind when you play this commander. It can deal a lot of damage. If you build it correctly, you could kind of go Voltron with this and just knock your opponents out really quick, really fast. But if you are not careful and it dies, you might lose all of your potential blockers. There are no other card rulings for this card. It's pretty straightforward. So Bloodspeaker is the card I chose to synergize because, one, it's an ogre, and two, it's an ogre that cares about demons. You can sacrifice it to tutor up a demon, and then when a demon enters the battlefield, you can return this card from your graveyard to your hand, so then you can play it on your next upkeep, sacrifice it, get another demon, and just kind of repeat the process. And I thought this card was so cool as a kid. The fact that you could play this, leave it up maybe as a blocker if you needed, but then if it stayed around, then you could get a really powerful demon to come, and then you could play it and repeat the process over and over again. Really cool card. I loved this card when I first started playing Magic. I thought it was very synergistic with the demon tribe and very flavorful. I loved the ogres in this set and their relation to demons. Really, really cool. So I'm very biased about this archetype, mostly because of this card. Surprisingly, well, maybe not surprisingly, maybe unsurprisingly, this deck, for Yukora specifically, is not going in a demon deck. It's not going in an ogre deck. It's going in a spirit arcane deck. As I've talked about many times with this archetype, this is focusing on wanting to cast as many spirit and arcane spells as possible, so that way I can trigger them with like creatures like Thief of Hope here that you're reading on the screen. There are splice into arcane abilities for different spells that are out there. And one of the cool things about black is really good with recurring things. One of the other mechanics in this set is called Soul Shift, so it's all about when the creature dies, you can get a slightly smaller version of it back into your hand, so then you can play that. And then you can build these kind of weird loops where you want things to die, so you can bring things back, so then you can cast them again to continuously trigger your Spirit Arcane triggers. So the reason why Yukora is going to be in this deck is, one, it's a spirit, so it is part of that loop, it's part of that cycle, and two, when it dies, everything dies, and when everything dies, a lot of them are going to have Soul Shift, so I can bring back other spirits from the graveyard to start the loop back up. So it's in the deck for a specific purpose, even though, unfortunately, I'm not going to be building it with the fun Demon Ogre archetype. However, a popular deck idea on EDH Rec is a crazy Death Matters, Death Triggers reanimation deck, where you want things to die over and over again. You reanimate them with things like Cauldron of Souls, so that way they come right back. Or you can make an army of zombies with Rise of the Dreadman, Marn. And then Black Market is just a fantastic card in this deck. This is a traditional, you want aristocrats, you want things dying, good old mono black stuff. Oh, and then, yeah, of course, this is a typal or tribal deck. This is the fun janky build around that I think this commander actually would do good in, because if you build with a bunch of changelings, with a bunch of shapeshifters that have changeling, then they are also ogres. So when your commander dies, you don't have to sacrifice them. But you can also give them support with other lords, like Skeleton Crew, to give them +1/+1, and be able to return them from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, and then be able to recur them with things like Raise the Draugr. Really cool stuff. Tribal with this commander, and then a bunch of changelings, so that way you can protect them from being board wiped when your commander dies. And that is going to do it for this commander. He's big, he's cheap, and he's powerful, but when he dies, you might lose your board. So either prepare to lose your board, take advantage of that, or find ways to get around it by having an army of ogres, having an army of changelings. And let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that changeling deck, because I think that could be a lot of fun for this commander. And I'd love to hear your guys' insights on that, as well as any other deck ideas that I did not talk about or get into. And surprisingly, this commander does have a lot of deck ideas built around it. It is the rank of S. There are a lot of different decks around it, and I believe that is because if you build around this commander correctly, and you build like an aristocrat theme with it, you want him to die, so then all of your creatures die, so you can get benefits from that. So, very, very powerful, even though he does blow up your whole board. He could blow up your whole board. A lot of decks do want to take advantage of that. So, surprisingly powerful commander that I was not expecting when I was prepping this video. But really cool stuff. Can't wait to build around it. Love to hear your guys' comments about this commander. And thank you guys so much for watching, for all of your support. In the next video, we are going to be doing our set review for the whole set of Betrayers of Kamigawa, which, as I've already explained, is a bookend for the set. I'm not going to get in detail about all the cards. As you know, I'm doing them here in these individual videos. When we get into Saviors of Kamigawa, I'm going to try and condense these videos even more to make them shorter, so I can get more videos out to you guys, and so I can focus on what the card is and how the card works. So thank you guys so much for your patience. Thank you guys so much for all your support. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!